of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
People can't seem to work together for survival's sake.
They understand that they have to work today for generations to come. Where we only see our own self, our own passion.
Right.
In the moment. That's why we can go out and kill each other like we in Dodge City without a thought. Our young brothers and sisters are blind out there.
Yeah.
They have dark hearts. They don't know any better.
Right.
And they're following others. And then some of them are trapped. They feel if I don't kill him, he gonna kill me. Now the mad game is going where some of them are actually killing for survival. And we think that they killing because they just want to kill. Some of them are killing because they're afraid if they don't kill, they're going to get killed.
Yeah, that's true.
So the vicious cycle is on and who did it? Our people did it to ourselves.
Yes.
Our leaders did it to our people. And our leaders are still doing it to our people. All the leaders that are trying to go the American way, get the white picket fence, move their people up, intermarriage, and all this other stuff, put homosexuality as an equal race with us.
Yeah.
Or now a greater race of people, or whatever you want to call them, because they are a race now.
Yeah.
A race is just being in the race, a certain type of people in that race. They're a race of people. Yeah. And even though, and this is not no strike against, the homosexuals, but I mean, the Lord put it in his books. Now, they could keep trying to change the books all they want, but it's still the fact of the matter is, the Lord said don't do certain things. It's like it said don't be of excess, don't be gluttons, don't be this and don't be that. I mean, fat people might get angry with me if I say they're a glut. If they ain't got some physical disease which makes them, abnormality which makes them become like that, but they might get angry, but, if they're hurting themselves, they're hurting themselves.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we got a long way to go, man.
Yeah.
And we don't have long to do it.
No. Well, part of the philosophy here upon A.H.A.D, the A.H.A.D organization, is that what you just spoke about, reaching back, giving back. That's part of the responsibility that Suleiman and others have come here realize now.
Yeah.
If I've saved them, I'm saving myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm preparing for the generations to come.
But
we used to think like that at one time, as the people, at one time. Now we become individualized in our minds and our ways of means of doing things that now we're going about, I got mine, you got get your own now.
Yeah, it's more pronounced
Well,
than it was in the
as
past.
bad as things is and the way things is, I don't reach back. I don't reach back to give back, because where I'm going to reach back to, I'm in this. I'm in it. Now, somebody like Oprah or one of those other billionaires or, the actors who got all these millions and they live in large, they're the ones that need to reach back because they're gone.
Right.
So I understand what you're saying. I ain't discounting what you're saying.
Yeah.
But once you said, I said, wow, I'm not reaching back because I'm in it. And some of them need to come get in it, and maybe they can relate again.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can get so far outside of where we come from that we actually literally forget. And we literally disassociate ourselves, and some of our people have gone so far they literally don't consider themselves a part of this particular race anymore. And they've created new races of people.
Yeah.
You can imagine people that because they got a promotion on the job, they'll move to the next neighborhood that's a little more upscale, and they'll get disconnected. Imagine
and then they become a race. The lower class, the middle class, and the high class are races of people.
Yeah.
And we talking about races going beyond the physical races. You see? But if you don't explain that, if you don't show that, then people can't see that. And they only see the race of people like a black person. I mean, come on. Me and Bill Cosby ain't in the same race. Are we in the same race? Come on.
That's right.
Can you see me and Bill Cosby being in the same race? He's in another race. He's a billionaire or millionaire many times over. We can't possibly be in the same race. When he come out of his door and step into his ride, it is much different than when I come out of my door and step into my ride, if I got a ride.
Right.
I might have to come out of my door and say, hold up, you gonna take me? Step into your ride. Huh? And we jitterbug along. Huh?
Yeah.
So we're not in the same race. We might not even be of the same physical race. Because I know I'm mixed with a lot of Native American.
Right.
I don't know what he mixed with.
Right.
So, you know, when you start looking at things, you need to magnify.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got people, man, that got certain mindsets and spirits that they can't change. As much as I tried to be of the black power, Umgawa, African American thing back in the 60s.
Afrocentric, the Pan-African.
Yes, in the 50s and the 60s, as much as I tried to be that back then, the 50s, later 50s and 60s and 70s, I kept on falling to my Native American spirit, and I couldn't understand it until I became enlightened. And I said, you know, all the stuff that my moms and pops was talking, man, it wasn't no joke. They always talked about we Indians, we Indians, we Indians. And I'm like, we black as, you know, well, we got some red and light skin, and I know we look, some of us look more like Indians, but I'm still African American.
Right.
But thanks to the Caucasians and the producers of television, they helped me look at Africa in a different light.
Yeah.
You know, they helped me see that, wait a minute, they trying to send me to the jungle. Africa's a lot of jungle, but they got great civilizations, and the great civilizations of the world started from there and emulated them.
Oh, yeah.
So by them doing that, it made me look into that. And I said, wow, them people, they trying to make us seem like apes and monkeys, and Tarzan was the intelligent one, and he came over there and mastered us, and you know, I mean, he fight alligators and stuff, man, and lions and tigers, and you know, he talked their language, and we over there for 100,000 years, and we couldn't even talk the language of a gecko, a gecko, of a gecko climbing up a tree. You know, now they got the gecko talking for Geico. I mean, you know, but you know, people might laugh at that, but that was a serious attack against our psychological
That's what I was about
being.
to say, yes.
Psychological attack.
And they are attacking our psychological being today. They are the ones that put thugism out. They started it back in the 50s and 60s, or kept it going. They went from James Cagney and Edward G. Robinson to Fred Williamson and Jim Brown and them boys, all the people that came up around their time. And they were the beginning of this hell that we got going on now. And now someone might be call themselves fighting to go on to be gang, talk to the gang members and stuff. Admit that you was the cause of it.
Yeah.
Broadcast that you was part of the great cause of this thing of where it is right now.
Yeah.
You know? Don't just say you Mr. Tough Guy, you going to stop it. Admit to the people that you started with their mothers and fathers, and their aunts and uncles, and they had that mindset that made them think that they could fight against this great authority in America.
Yeah.
You cannot fight against this great authority in America. You cannot win against this great authority in America. The first line of the governmental defense is the police officers in your local communities. That is the government. You cannot beat this government. And if you beat this government down right up to the White House, they're going to drop a bomb on you. You cannot beat this government. The best thing you could do is the one who created us.
Yeah.
Get with it.
That's right.
Stop letting people fool you about, oh man, that's that religious stuff, it don't work. No, the religious people went astray, young brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
They went astray in all the religions, And now they make religion seem like it's a clique, a gang, a coup, a circle.
Yeah.
You understand? One circle fighting against another circle. They're just a bunch of misguided people throughout the world. And they sound good. If the devil itself with pitchfork tail and horns and everything came up and said, God is great, I love Jesus and Muhammad, people would open their heart to it. Seeing the horns and the tail and everything else.
Yeah.
Because they mentioned the name of the Lord and the servants, they would open their heart to him. And say, well, you know, I know you're devil, but this one here is different.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's true. Part of this part of the message that I usually give through is working on the psychological, the mental. Man is mind is a thing we always put out.
Yes.
And that's a great thing because people have been misunderstanding what the Amen is, for example.
Yes.
What man is. And then the psychological effect that all through the movies, the television that affected us now, have impacted now is the result. We've always been given the blessing from Ahezaah that any part of the problem, you have to look at the root, go back to yourself.
Right.
Any form of, how should I say, of coming back into vitalization of oneself or vindication, I should say, the better word, is that I was at fault. None of the people that you mentioned would ever come and tell the young people, part of this, your condition is my fault.
It's what I did. I was fooled.
You know, right, was fooled.
I was fooled.
Thinking I was helping my people, because you already made a joke, and it's so true. We only get vindication in the movie screen. We become heroes in the movie theater.
Right.
We become the president in the movies,
right.
powerful people in the movies.
Right. We can beat the authority, we can do crimes and get away with it in the movies. We can do all this evil, man. We could be real men as they proclaim us to be in the movies.
Right.
You know? But if you notice, every great star, they try to make them be less than a man in the movies. They give them a role somewhere to make them be less than a man and keep them in
line.
Keep them in line.
You know, that's so true. My brother here, we always have discussions many times about, you know, from the people that we work with on everyday jobs, how the effect of this message that we bring to them and the fighting we get.
Right.
The wrestling, you know. Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
But
the great but.
They should follow us, but this is my world you want me to get rid of. This is my whole world. I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to bother. I just recently had a co-worker just dismiss the potential wisdom that, you know, the wisdom, I shouldn't say potential, but just pausing the question for them, consider the potential that the Lord of all worlds is greater than your imagination, and it's going to send something to speak to you. It's going to send a person to speak to you. Consider the fact that Jesus of the past, that Muhammad of the past, were a trial for their people in the same way that a messenger in this day would be for your people. Yeah. It's the same thing.
We'll take it even greater than that. The fact that we proposed this Urban Peace Day and the attack that we got against it shows me that much more from the intelligent elite.
Not one person said, I don't want to do it. Right. Not one person said, I don't support it.
Right.
Everybody said, I support it, and then they stepped back.
Right.
And everyone who can make an effect upon it did not come forth to make an effect. But we finally, we got some confirmation. And I'm hoping that these individuals are true to their word, that they prove that what I believe about them is right.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And I'm not going to reveal their names, but if they watch this show, we're going to let the people know later who you are, you know, because we don't want you to gain no stumbling blocks.
Exactly.
But there are some that's good people seemingly in this administration, in this government, that's bowing down to reasoning. They really, really care about the people at the grassroots. Yes. And they're showing this by saying, we're going to take this up. The mayor did what? We're going to take this up. We're going to handle this.
And in their language, what we're saying is we're just trying to save their community. It's in their language. Your children.
Your children. And think about this here. I've had children, nephews, relatives of spirit and blood out there in the gangs, you know? And I kind of disassociated myself from them to a degree. I talk to them to try to get them off of that, but you know, there's no compulsion in my way of life.
That's right.
I try to give them the wisdom. Now, if you don't want to handle what the Lord has sent down for you, then now you get the results.
Right.
You know, I've had people who tried to, you know, go against this word for over the past 28 years. And I've seen many, they've come back to me, man, some just about on their deathbed, wanna repent. Say, you were right. Everything you told me 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I'm beginning to understand it now, you were right. We're going to have the same thing happening to people today, those people who want to come out and say that we were wrong, we were deluded, we were this, we were that.
Right.
You know, some of them same people who sit back now at home privately outside of their sight of their buddies,
Right.
looking at this show, seeing what other bits and pieces they could get of wisdom, because they're not men and women enough, strong enough, courageous enough to step up and say, I stand for the truth.
Right.
And I'm going to stand against my clan.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm going to stand with the Lord's word against my clan. I'm going to stand with the Lord's word against my own self.
Yeah.
Because not until you die can you get anything from it. You have to die of yourself.
Yeah.
The more you die of yourself, the more you'll get. And when you become completely dead of yourself, then you become holy in it. That's when it'll make you holy in it.
That's the message that the Lord is giving to these young people out here today. If you're going to die for something or give your life for something, don't just die foolishly.
And that's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing now out here in the streets, you know. Yeah. And the young brother that we keep speaking about, because he was one who was out there, who partook of that lifestyle, you know. And as a young man, we all go try to make our way, you know, struggling to be part of that teenage, that life between 13 and 20, 21. We that rebellious stage. We think we our own men and women. We have our own thoughts. I know what you're saying, mom or dad, but I got my own way.
Right.
And they don't take the wisdom that the parents try to give them, impart to them, to say, look here, I know where you're going because I've been that route. Right. Young people have to understand that we didn't become adults. We came through the same trial of life that they're going through. It just so happened now that the war genocide, which affects our particular group of people, is more impacting on them because they had went from our generation, they call them Generation Next, to Generation Zero. In other words, their numbers will be zero in the end, because that's how they make them think, whether it goes through the music, through what they see of the visual aids of television and movies, even the way they're thinking now. It's all about negativity, death, you know, the lower world's realm, as we say in our language, the lower world desires, you know.
Division, and they're just still
stepping out deeper and deeper.
Well, you know, man, the truth of the matter is this. We have a very bad situation going on.
Oh, yeah.
And the Lord has given us signs. And the Lord has given us time. And I went from the top, coming down to the so-called bottom, the so-called top to the so-called bottom. If our people don't listen to this word, then they're going to be condemned.
Yeah.
You know, people can sit back and say whatever they want to say about me. My thing is, don't try to tag me with no religion. Don't try to tag me as a Muslim. Don't try to tag me as a Christian. You can't tag me as any of those religious people, because I am reborn of a different seed. You see, I'm not of that seed that's been damaged.
Right.
I come with the replenishing word for all the people in all the ways of thinking, you know? And the thing about it is, I didn't create this word myself.
Right.
I am subjected to it. I'm subjected to the law and the order of the Creator itself.
Right.
You see? So I can't even stop giving the word. You understand? And the young brothers who out there say they don't want to deal with religion, don't look at this here as a religious something. Don't look at it as something that where I'm going to try to captivate you or capture you and make you a slave of mine. Anybody who know me, who have sat with me, they can tell you, if they are truthful people, that what I bring is to liberate you and make you a man or a woman within your own self, a king or a master within your own world of being, but a king and a master under the master of the masters and the king of the kings.
That's right.
A lord within your own world under the Lord of lords. I'm not trying to captivate you and capture you, because if I put you in a cage under me, that means I got to stay there and monitor you. And I want my freedom. I don't want to be locked up with the people that I got to pass this message on.
That's right.
You know? And hopefully, as time goes on, young people whom the Lord choose will come, because now we at that point where we have to go out into the world where most of the people, the so-called leaders, are afraid to go.
Yeah.
They're afraid to go out there. You know? And then you got some tricksters who send people out there to get them, and then so they can identify them.
Right.
I'm not working for the government. I ain't no secret agent. I'm not gonna be out there trying to get anybody identified. My whole thing is I'm here to help you, and I'm here to help the government. I'm here to help the citizens as well as those who rule them.
That's right.
Now, if you don't want the help, then by all means don't take it, because there's many people that go to the hospital to try to tell a doctor what their ailment is and what the cure should be. There's many people like that, you know? But I got a cure for the ailment. And if you think you got a better way, then by all means, but don't try to hinder your brother or your sister from getting it. Like you got some people out there, as we pass our word out into the community, you got some people out there that's illiterate, running around talking about the brothers don't go for what this brother's saying. The brothers don't go for what he's saying. Don't listen to that. And they're not even studying their own books.
Yeah. That's so true.
They're not studying their own books. They have no knowledge. They have the knowledge that they have, the informational knowledge that they have is what somebody else is preaching to them.
Right.
I don't just preach, I teach. And I don't just teach, I tell you to investigate me and what I say. And I'll show you the books to go see if I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you. I challenge all people. Find me wrong. Bring a book. Bring any of your information that states that I am wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because, see, this is not for me. I got my Lord. I got my rewards. I have my treasure. I have my promise of the hereafter.
Yeah.
I have many things that the average mind don't conceive. So it's nothing here for me to try to get or take from you. Because if that was the case, I'd be rich. Financially, physically, materially rich, because I have something over people.
Right.
And that's this word. But my Lord has made me a slave. I'm a servant to you. Just like the Lord is the greatest servant to all things in the world, it makes its servants servants to those things it serves.
Yes.
So I must serve this word to you.
Right.
And it's a favor from my Lord for me. So you can't really pay me. The Lord pays me. I can't claim you. The Lord claims you.
Right.
I will be destroyed to claim a mind, to claim a human being
Right.
as mine. I look at my children and I know I can't claim them. There are human beings that has been laid on me as a responsibility. They belong to the Lord.
That's right.
And I raised them in that knowledge, that wisdom, that information, that understanding. And if they choose to take it, good for them. If they don't, hell for them.
Yeah.
And I can't change it.
Wow.
And that's something for everyone.
It's the truth, man.
Word. You're the word. You've explained that you're the vehicle. You're the vehicle by which everyone is supposed to turn, ultimately listen to.
Yes,
Definitely.
I have the word. I have the book. I have the book of the 7 seals. And it's not this book. This is only an introduction.
To the book. That's right.
This is an introductory book, and people read it and fall down. Think about what the book is going to say if this is just an introductory.
Right. That's so true.
And the book is so massive, so great, that it took a book 600 some odd pages as an introduction.
That's true. That is definitely
Very
true,
much,
you know.
Very much, just the weight of it. And people, that's one of the signs. The weight of it is something that we sit here and we can bear witness to it. but bear witness to the mercy of
the beautiful mercy and the beautiful, the grace of the Lord, the graciousness of the Lord, the kindness, the generosity of the Lord Most High, to send us a messenger, raise a messenger in me, me, the assembly of A.H.A.D within me, of Allah, Gabriel, and myself, and to put me down here in the midst of these people, in the midst of heathens who want to fight, you know. And you know, as children, we think that the answer to our problems is to strike out and force to make people listen to us, you know. Back in the days, the people of the people in our neighborhood, you say, smack him in the head, knock some sense in his head. And we grew up thinking, if you hit him in the head, you can knock some sense in his head. You can't knock no sense in my head. You knock his common sense out, his reasoning out, give him brain tumors, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, the Lord is so merciful to put me here and to labor me, because I've been labored, to labor me amongst these fools, because we got a lot of fools out here that have no thinking for themselves. Yeah. And they will not stand up as an individual community of mind, because each individual is a community of mind. Yeah. There's so many breakups in you. As you think to yourself, one to another within yourself. You're not throwing your thoughts back and forth in your mind to avoid. You throwing your thoughts back and forth to reasoning and understanding and wisdom and history and all thoughts and echoing from one aspect of yourself to another aspect of yourself. There's individual breakups within your mind.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the fools of the people in the world. Those fools coming from all walks of life.
All walks of life. Yeah. All walks of life. You know, I think it was you tell me who it was. Well, that's our time, so the Lord knows best.
We want to thank you for tuning to an A.H.A.D moment of calm before the storm. As you showed before, the show came on our about Urban Peace Day coming July 4th. We had the numbers to reach out to 973-991-3497, or you reach us, fax us by 973-68-8442. This has been the A.H.A.D moment. Lord Holy-Apostle Deen, it's always a pleasure. Brother Frank, it's always a pleasure. May Ahezaah bless us, and bless you who watch this.
Have right. To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right?